There was an old woman. She'd one son called Jack. And Jack couldn't do anything. All he ever done was sit by the fireside toasting wee pieces to the ashes I clarted himself. Now he was getting a good scalp alone, and big laddies should have been out working, and the mother was awfully hard up. She says, Jack, do you not think you can go and get a job? He says, well, what could I do, mother? She says, go and wash yourself, take the ashes off you, go down to the farmer and see if the farmer can give you a job. He says, OK, mother. He does what his mother tells him. So he washes himself, goes to the door, knocks at the farmer's door, and the farmer says, what are you seeking, loon? He says, I'm seeking a job. Could you give me a job? Because my ma's awful hard up just now. He said, well, to tell you the truth, I'm awful hard up myself. He said, I haven't got very muckle money. He said, but I'll tell you. He says, what could you do? He said, I could do nothing. He said, well, that's not enough a great recommendation for a job. But I'm a fair man. If you could muck out my byre and make it like a new preen by the time I come back, then I'll see what I can give you. So Jack takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeve, gets his brushes and shuffles now. He starts cleaning out his byre. And when he's finished, honestly, it was like a new preen. You could have ate your meat off the floor. So when the farmer come back, he's absolutely amazed. He says, well done, laddie. You're a good enough worker. I can't fault you for your work. You did a good job in the byre. He said, but I didn't have half a muckle money. All that I can give you, laddie, is a silver sixpence. So he gets a silver sixpence and he's so delighted because it's the first money he's ever earned. And he comes home with a wee sort of cuppy shape in his hand and he's looking at it and he's so enthralled looking at his silver sixpence. He comes to the burn, and when he crosses over the burn, the sun caught all this bonny wee steenies in the burn. They're all shining out. Jack says, I'll take one of that steens home to my mother. And he goes to pick a steen, and he dropped the sixpence. And once the sixpence was in the water, you couldn't find it. It just mixed in with the other shiny looking object. So he comes home, and his mother says, Jack, did you get a job? Aye. What did you get? I got a silver sixpence. That's very good, but father, what's a silver sixpence? Mother, I went to pick up a bonny steen for the burn, and I let it fall. She says, Jack, you haven't got the sense you were born with. Could you never put it in your pooch? See, if you put it in your pooch, Jack, we would have had it when you come home, and we would have had the price of our supper. OK, ma, leave it to me, I won't forget. Next day he goes into the work in the farm, and when he's finished working, the farmer says, Jack, I haven't any money, but I can give you a big jug of fine creamy milk. So he thought, he says, what did my mother say to do? Put it into my pooch. So he takes the milk, and he pours the milk down his trousers and his booches, and he's soaking wet. And he comes home, his mother thought he peed himself. She says, Jack, did you get a job? Aye. What did you get? I got a big jug of milk. She says, that's fine, for a boots of milk. I did what you told my mother. I put it in my pooches. She says, Jack, you haven't got the sense you were born with. Could you never carry it on top of your head? See, that's what your nappers for. Your nappers for carrying things. And if you put it in your head, we would have a good milk. OK, mother, leave it to me. I won't forget. Next day he goes in and works all day. Beautiful roasting summer's day. And the farmer says, Jack, I've no money, but I can give you a grabbig dad of butter. He says, what did my mother say to David? Put it in my napper. So he gets his big dad of butter, a roasting summer's day, puts it on top of his head and walks home. Because by the time he's home, he's like a big greasy spot. It's all melted and he's still hiding for he thought it was butter. His mother looks at him and says, Jack, did you get a job? Aye. What did you get? I got this rare big dad of butter. Whereabouts the butter? Help, stop, thief, somebody stole my butter. She says, Jack, you haven't the sense you were born with. Could you near gotten 12 big docking leaves and put the butter in between the docking leaves and carried it home? OK, mother, I'll remember. And then next day in works, the farmer says, Jack, I've no money, but I can give you a wee kettlin. So he gets a sweet kettlin, He said, well, Ma says to put it in between twa dock and leaves. So he puts this wee kitten in between twa big dock and smack, marks it like a wee sandwich, and the poor wee thing is meowing, meow, 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 meow. And you can't find you can't bad use a kitten, because if you bad use a kitten, a wat will go to somebody else. And he's scaring at him like a wee sandwich, and the thing meowing and squealing to him. He comes to him and he says, did you get a job, Jack? Aye. What did you get? I got a bonny wee kettling. Far about's a vermin controller. He says, it's in there. And the wee pussycat goes, meow, meow, jumps in the ground and away for its life, scoots out the door. She says, Jack, you hanna got a sense you were born with. Could you near tied it with a string and walk it home with it? OK, mother, I'll remember that. Next day, works all day. And finished, the farmer says, Jack, I hanna no money, but my wife has cooked a fine big leg of lamb. It's half fine and ready and smelling so fine. And Jack said, I better get a bit of string. Ties to be a bit of string and starts walking home, takes it through all the soppy dubs and goo and all this clot sticking to it. And Jack being Jack says, I think I'll take a shortcut home. I'll go through the woods and surprise my mother. So as he's walking through the woods, that flesh-eating animals smell this fine thing, and they're all like a dose of piranha, and they go and they scrape it till there's nothing left but a big gnawed skin of a bone. And when he comes home, he's got it behind him, and his mother says, Jack, did you get a job? Aye. What did you get? I got this grabby leg of lamb. And he whirls his bone, tiddle-tee, tumpy-tee. Jack, you hanna got the sense you were born with. Could you have near put it under your oxter and carried it home? OK, Ma, leave it to me, I won't forget. Next day he works all day, and the farmer says at the end of the day, I dinna hear any money, Jack, but I can give you a big, all fat, smelly monkey horse. Now, only sensible, buddy, but I jumped in a horse's back. But nay, Jack, he says, what did my mother say to thee? I have to put it under my oxter. So he puts this grabbing fat thing under his oxer, and it's jumping up knee and bray, and he's sitting, walking home with us, and the folk are looking, and the folk are going in hysterics. They're all going, that's a right gomeril over there, look at that balmy laddie. And it so happened in this land there was a princess, and she was the sourest-faced midden that ever lived. She never smiled, and she never allowed her servants to smile. And the father hears folk laughing through the balcony, so he looks over, and he sees Jack trying to carry a scrabbing, fat, smelly horse. The king goes, look at that corachor there trying to carry a horse. And the princess was so sure if you showed her a pint of milk, she can change it immediately into a yoghurt. And she turns on her head, and she'll look at it, and she caught sight of Jack carrying his horse. And for the first time ever in her life, she gets a funny, kittly sensation in a corner of her mouth. And she doesn't care what it is, and she sort of doesn't shake. And she's fighting it all the way, and as her mouth starts to curl up, she pulls it down. And the tide keeps curling up, and she keeps pulling it down, till finally, what's happening, there's a big smile coming across her face, and as she's fought it out of the way, it's gone from lug to lug, and when a smile can no further go, it has to turn into a laugh, and suddenly she goes, oh, because she'd never laughed in her life before. And the king was absolutely flabbergasted. And he says to this folk, tell that silly laddie I went to see him. The folk says, Jack, the king wants to see you. So Jack picks up his horse and walks over to see the king. And the king says, tell me, laddie, are you seeking a job? He says, King, I would love a job. He said, well, how would you like to start on Monday as a court jester? Because you're the only buddy that's ever made my doctor laugh, and I'm just really amazed. And the king takes out a bag of gold and says, there, Jack, that's a bag of gold to you for the instance a good turn. So Jack looks around him and he sees folk riding cuddies. He says, I'm not supposed to be carrying a horse. The horse should be carrying me. So he jumps on top of his horse, and once it's on his horse, he takes it back to his mother's house. His mother says, Jack, did you get a job? Aye. What did you get? I got a job starting on Monday as a court jester at the castle. I've got a big bag of gold for the king, and I've got a good horse for keeping round the back of the house. And the mother smiled and said, Jack, Jack, you do hae the sense you were born with.